sebenza kanzima.
My name is Upindu Qobe Matubela, but the streets call me PH. I have been asked to obviously come here and speak about DJing and how I've been able to turn it into a sustainable business, and I guess how you guys can do the same, whether you're a DJ, whether an artist. So I'm going to talk more about the business behind the entertainment, and I guess obviously the foundation of running a sustainable business once you're in the arts. I've always been a lover of music. I remember recording myself listening to radio. Back in the day, it was the boom boxes. And religiously, I would record myself every weekend. There was a guy on Metro called Sammy T, who used to host the Top 40. I'm talking now, this is the early 90s. From there, I was actually, then became a break dancer in high school. I used to break dance, yes, I used to break dance. And where I came across DJing, in the dance crew, we had a DJ, DJ Damage. I would literally follow this guy and watch him like this. Literally sit in front of him every day, watch what he does. And then I remember during second break, we were supposed to do some exhibition. He wasn't around, but his equipment was there. And I was like, yo, we just need to play the song. What do I do? Okay, you switch it on here. Then I was like, okay, cool, drop the phone. I know what to do. Played as if I'd been DJing forever. Once I really got the freedom was in varsity when I moved to Cape Town, where I was then playing in clubs. Ngakala, I started in some local pub down the road, getting paid nothing. Res parties graduated to the big bashes of the varsity. From the big bashes, then came across the artists and the big names of that time. From there, progressed to clubs. Clubs became festivals. Festivals then started touring the country. Years later, then started DJing outside of South Africa. But throughout all of that, I think there's a few pillars that have kept me in the game, which is consistency. I'm a huge fan of consistency, and I think the game that I play and the game of the guys who inspire me, the thing that's consistent throughout is actually consistency. Nowadays, a lot of people are into instant gratification, which is a now thing, as opposed to building sustainable business. All of these things take sacrifice, they take time, they take passion. There's a lot of struggle into building a solid foundation. So those are some of the things that have held me down consistently throughout the years. Where I am today, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a DJ. I'm a partner in a club. I have an agency, a creative agency, which I own. I've been fortunate enough to produce 2 or 3 TV shows, and then I am in the madness of throwing events. And in between that, I try to find myself in the studio and make music as much as possible. But I think when you diversify, some things take a back foot, and some things obviously will excel. That's, I think, the crux of who I am today, or at least what I am, not who I am. It's a totally different conversation. But I really want to just kind of have a conversation with you guys as to what are the tools for me, and hopefully some of the things that could work for you guys in terms of how you can take your brand where you are today and be the next superstar, or not even the next superstar. I believe in being the next sustainable business, Being a superstar is easy. Understanding the algorithm, paying marketing, coming up with a gimmick. There's 5 million people who can do that, but there's not 5 million people who can run sustainable businesses for 10, 20 years through entertainment. I also think another thing which is important is the why. Why do you get into this thing? Do you want to be the local superstar Ekasi? By all means, we can give you the tools to be that, but you won't be that guy next week or next year. Trends are a now thing. Tomorrow we're talking about something else. We're in the information age where we consume so much information nowadays, where you're literally the hottest thing today, tomorrow no one is talking about you, or no one is, or you're not on top of mind in terms of anyone's conversation. So I think, getting into the meat of things in terms of building a sustainable business, and I'm going to say this as I want to reflect on my career, because these are the things that I think have kept me in the game. Before anything else, you are an artist, whether you're a musician, whether you are a DJ, whether you're a rapper, you are in the arts. And I've always believed in sharpening the tool. And sharpening the tool is obviously understanding your art. So as a DJ, it's about knowing your equipment. Like, don't just learn to press play and mix and blend, and that's it. Know every single button, every single function of your equipment. If you are a producer, understand the ins and outs of the equipment that you use. Always be a student of the game. I'm always late because I'm usually watching stuff on YouTube, trying to empower myself so that I'm able to either do a trick on the fly or I'm able to do something that stands out. I think a lot of people just get into the space just for the sake of doing, okay, bare minimum, press play, mix one popular song with another. There's 1,000 people who can do that. Same with being a producer. Download the latest pack that's popular, give it your variation, and then that's it. It's cool if you can do it, but you're not going to stand out. You're not going to have a song which lasts forever. It's going back into understanding and mastering your craft. So for me, sharpen your tool. I always say that no one can ever discount you, judge you, or whatever, especially when you're good at what you do. When you have put in a minimum of 10,000 hours in your craft. Like, I don't care. You can do that thing in your sleep. Ask about a button, something. If something's not working, you can always think out the box, especially if you put in your 10,000 hours. So again, I might not say anything that's out of this world, but I believe in knowing the basics and everything else you build upon that. I always said, if you're going to be successful in this game or consistent in this game, look at yourself as a product like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is good. They don't need to market themselves. They don't need to change anything, but they always on top of the game in terms of marketing. The taste still remains the same. They change the bottling every now and then, but they always are consistent. They are everywhere in the world. And if you ever compare yourself as to a Coca-Cola product or bottle, and you at least get the deeper understanding or meaning of that, trust me, your career will go a long way. They invest in the product which is consumed worldwide. And that's, for me, the same thing that you should do to your career. I studied marketing. I buy new marketing books every now and then. I equip myself with knowledge as much as possible. Obviously, there's different kinds of marketing nowadays, but for me, I still look at the traditional ways of marketing. I'm not just going to depend on TikTok. I'm not just going to depend on social media. If it means getting onto the ground, handing out flyers myself, let's go. If it means putting up or investing money in putting up a billboard at the airport so that 100 people a day can see me, by all means. I never depend on the top tier level of marketing. So for me, you need to be creative in your marketing, in the way that you think, in the way that you do, in the way that you place your product. It's very important. Think beyond the game. Take risks. Any brand that has a solid foundation has the ability to take risks. I interpreted music differently to the other guys in my space. Everyone was mixing and blending, no more songs. I was like, hey, if you take the a cappella of this and the instrumental of that and mix it up with that, how would people like it? It's like, let's try it. Oh, hey, okay, cool. That sounds cool. That was me experimenting. Little did I know that I was experimenting. And it stuck out. Everyone else who was doing the same thing was like, oh, okay, cool, you're good. But there's this guy, he does 1, 2, 3, 4, and it worked for me. I was willing to try something different. And if I failed, I was failing forward. I think a lot of people struggle with the concept of failure. In fact, for me, failure is not failure, it's a challenge. Firstly, you've done something compared to someone who hasn't done anything at all. Okay, angvanga grand today. When I try tomorrow, I've learned that 1, 2, 3, I'm not good at. Let me sharpen that tool and go back and try it again. Being stale with a brand is very boring. Be daring with what you do. Be daring ties in with obviously taking a risk. Taking a risk is trying something different that not everyone else is doing, and that's usually thinking forward. And that's all of these things usually tie in. I've been fortunate enough to travel the world. I've played in almost every single continent. I've invested in my brand. I've invested in myself where I took myself to those continents. I studied the promoters. I studied the game of that side, studied how they play that side, took myself there, and the rewards were amazing. I've always said, pay yourself first in experience, the cash will come later, which also ties into a saying which I believe in, and it's on my wall in my studio, build it and they will come. That for me applies to anything that you do. Build your brand, build your party, build your art, build your craft, build it and they will come. I went to Asia. I went to corners of Europe, corners of corners of Africa, corners of the Americas, Mexico. I've been to the strangest places just so that I can empower myself, so that when I do something back home, it either stands out or it's fulfilling to me. So being a student of the game also means investing in yourself, but also being willing to be teachable. So with my travels, I expanded what the space that I'm in with is obviously music. I then went into eventing. I was like, let me try something. I was fortunate enough, there's an image here. I'm standing with Black Coffee and Diddy. So the kind of people that were there was celebrities, athletes, personalities, the who's who of America. So you'd enter this house, they take everyone's phone, they put it in pouch nyan, and they lock it and they give it to you so that you can experience the party as free as you want. And I was like, yo, that is actually so dope. This thing where I think nowadays you find people, either you're DJing and you look up, or you even as an artist, everyone's either here or here on their phone. It's just like, there's no fun in that. So for me, I was like, it would be nice to throw a party like this back home. And lo and behold, that party it started off as my birthday party. It's called Paula. We've now progressed in a party in Mauritius for about 1,005 people. I think call it research, where you go out there to another party. If you're at home and you've got the chance, and maybe there's someone who inspires you, whether it's a rapper or whatever, take what he does and impart that knowledge with yourself. Not necessarily copy what he does. Oh, okay, cool. I think this guy is cool at this. I'm strong in this department. If this works and the market likes this and is receptive to this, maybe let me try something along these lines with my own flavor.
My name is Tato, aka DJ Juicy. I have 2 years. Last year I won the DJ Ken Zero competition. How do you market yourself so that you can get more events to hit you up and be like, sure, yo, we want you to come and DJ, we have a rider for you?
You are in a time where there's 5,000 new DJs every week. It took 2 years for me sleeping on my sister's couch in Johannesburg for me to get proper gigs. I was cool in Cape Town. Then I was like, yo, I'm the man in Cape Town. Ikaslam, let me move to Johannesburg. Yes, I most probably had the same questions of why aren't gigs coming? But at the end of the day, I knew what the picture looked like at the end, which was being consistent. So the same thing that I was doing of putting out consistent work. Every Friday, my business card was a mix on the platform, which I understood, which, okay, cool. Today it's different. I think it's more effective if you do it on TikTok. But for me, I put mixes out on SoundCloud. I had about 600-700 mixes out at some point. But also in that, I was sharpening my tool. So what I want to say to you is, don't expect stuff straight away. Yes, it's going to be difficult because there's time, money, effort. There's a whole lot of things that you're putting into it. Don't expect rewards instantly. Usually those are the ones that don't last. You know how bubblegum tastes like dope for 2 seconds? But you want to throw it away after 2 minutes. You want your career to be like that. Don't build a bubblegum-based career. Put the effort, put the work into it, and you'll be good.
Good day to everybody. I go by the name of Tabiso Komako. I'm from Soweto. I'm a DJ and a record producer. For DJs like us who are using visual DJ, can we get platforms for bookings, or we still have to keep posting on SoundCloud for the mixes?
Do not worry about the equipment that you have, whether you have the entry-level CDJs or the best CDJs. It's about the person using the equipment. The platform to play on, there's multiple platforms, but you need to take yourself to those platforms, I believe, in this day and age. You can be the hottest DJ, tomorrow someone wakes up and takes themselves to the streets and take themselves to wherever they meet so-and-so, and now they're the next biggest star, Being entitled to thinking that you are the shit in the urine, will be your biggest downfall. Take yourself to the streets. Do not expect the money first. Expect the experience first. Put yourself out there. PH, can I play opening slot while the cleaners are still cleaning at your club? Cool. Some cleaner says in a meeting, hey man, that guy was so dope. He was better than DJ so-and-so who we booked. Can we give him a chance? The next week you're playing at a better slot. Next thing, I don't know, there's an exec. I'm just saying, like, luck is two things. It's preparation and obviously being where you are. So prepare yourself for that. But how you prepare yourself is obviously placing yourself there.
My name is Tato from VOW FM. I'm a presenter at VOW FM. And my question is, the transition from being a presenter to a DJ. How do I go about in that transition? Because That's what I want to venture into next year, but I don't know where to start.
Why are you waiting for next year?
New Year resolution, PH.
Some of the biggest challenges that we all face, including myself, is putting things or delaying things till a certain date. Who says the passion will be there tomorrow? Who says you might take a keen interest in something else tomorrow? I think if you believe in something, start on it today. Start where you are. I'm a huge believer in starting where you are right now. Go knock on the door. I don't believe in things coming to you sitting on your lap. Go knock on the door. So for me, start today, don't wait for next year. Or at least work on the craft so that when next year comes, you are equipped enough. You are 5 steps ahead of what or where you would have been than when you started next year. Does that make sense? 1. 2, into your actual question, the transition. So for me, I don't not that I don't want to speak about myself, but for me, bro, I was DJing ala. Then I bugged the guys at Cats Radio. Cats Radio, this is 2007. First year student. I'm like, yo, I've got this English, can I come in through and talk? So for me, it was the other way around. It was DJing first and then on to radio. But I was like, yo, is there a slot? Is there 15 minutes? Is there whatever? Cool. We're at AMP Studios today, where they're providing with an opportunity to book and, equip yourself. So start today, register today to equip yourself, practice there so that next year, mauhlangana or you mauhlangana with the opportunity, you're prepared for it. So I don't know if that
Answers my question.
Yeah, start today.
I am Umakosi Domo, also known as Zilotis DJ. Okay. I've been a DJ for 8 years now. One thing that I've been struggling with is understanding how promoters move and club owners move. Because ever since we've started, before COVID and everything, club owners and managers used to know that DJs are actually here to look for work. It's not just a hobby, it's a career where someone needs to eat and stuff.
Sure.
So now what I'm trying to understand is how are they working now?
I've had this struggle and I still have it in places where I want to enter. And I think sitting on the other side and not being a DJ, but like having to worry about switching on the lights, all of this stuff, paying salaries. The one thing I always say is like, bring value to the table. Ne? Back in the day, how people used to charge or how they used to determine how they charge is, I'm DJ XYZ, ne? I can guarantee me playing here is going to bring you 10 people paying 50 Rand. Therefore, I'm going to charge you 1, 2, 3, And you can point and say that person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 came for me, There's a lot of people offering the same thing. What value are you bringing to the table? So try something different next week. The chances are very high that people will take you way more seriously than someone who's come to beg for a slot.
I do believe in doing free gigs, which
Sure.
is a part of exposure.
I still play for free at certain parties.
Yeah. As a hip-hop DJ, what type of spaces can I visit and play for free that can give me a proper platform?
For me, every place that I've played for free, I knew I was going to make use of that platform. So I'll even give you an example of 5FM and Metro FM. I got paid peanuts. Ne? But I knew the value of where I am speaks to so many people. So for me, it's like I'm going to bring my best to this platform because I knew that there is 1 million people listening. So that I'm technically DJing for 1 million people. And I would ask guys, hey man, where did you hear from me? Like, oh, in the 20 minutes of the thingy, that's how I heard you. But going back to it, you need to make use of the platform that you are on. So whether you're playing in a Shabin for 20 people, or 50 people, or you are playing at Kitcheners, or you are playing at Cotton Fest, or you're playing wherever. Trust you me, there's someone who's listening, but you need to stand out within the platform that you've been given.
My name is Adam with no Apple. I believe I'm South Africa's best kept secret.
Nice.
So I just wanted to ask you like 2 questions, yeah? How do you get brands to work with you?
Value.
Okay.
Value. A club is a value, a brand is a value. It's like, what are you going to do for me? That's what it is. That's the exchange. Because I'm also jumping on your vibe. I need to reach your people. You're the vehicle. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, as a bigger brand, I need to look at this guy and be like, hey, I need this guy and I need his surroundings. That's how usually it works. That's, I think, for me, the true exchange of brand partnerships. It's just like, this guy's valuable, we're valuable, the marriage makes sense. We benefit, and so does this person benefit, whether it's financially or gaining new territory. Yeah. That's what it is. Bro, the biggest tool that you'll ever have as an artist or whatever is value. It's like, hey, we need that guy on the lineup because when we have that person, they attract other people and we bring value. Same thing with any brand partnership as well, yeah. That's what I believe the fundamentals are, yeah.
I believe that for an artist to grow, there has to be like some sort of team behind the artist, right? Like every product, the product is made and then it's marketed and then it's advertised, amongst other things, right? So how do you now choose a team as an artist? Because I'm not a DJ, right? I'm a musician. So as a musician, what are the what specific things should I look into people who are doing certain jobs? Say like a manager or a brand manager or something like that, yeah.
Firstly, I'm gonna be a big asshole about this. I'm gonna be about this asshole. But before I get to that, just to give you context, in my business, anyone who I employ, I can tell them that I can most probably do it better than them because I've done it. I did it first. I was the driver. I drove myself to the gigs. I was the PR person. I did the PR. I was the travel agent. I was booking the flight. I was every element of my business so that by the time I was willing to let go, I was like, cool, I'm willing to let go. You can do this. This is your job. But you need to be in your business, understand your business as well. You know, you need to have some sort of deep knowledge of how things work within that department. That's, for me, the first thing. The biggest mistake a lot of people make is putting their hunger into someone else's hands. That's a huge mistake a lot of people do because said person is a brand manager, but they don't know how hungry you are to get to that certain point. They're getting paid at the end of the day. Hello, high water, when you're paying that person for the service that they've rendered. You know, so for me, get a booking agent first to manage your bookings, you know. Be the brand manager yourself. You're the ambassador of yourself, bro. Be the brand manager. Be everything in your business first before you let go so that you're able to work hand in hand with a brand manager. You're able to work hand in hand with a PR person. I till this day tell my driver, hey dog, that's a longer route that you're taking. I know the shorter or better route, you know, but because I was there as well. A lot of people make the mistake of not thinking that all that money comes from you. You want a brand manager? It's going to come from your pocket. You want a PR person? It's going to come from your pocket. Are you willing to make the sacrifice of not making money, paying other people first before you get paid to be the star that you want to be?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Refilwe. I'm an artist now about to venture into producing. I've been playing for about 3 years, but now as I'm getting more and more exposure into the industry, like recently performed in Mozambique, Botswana, and starting to get a little bit of even corporate gigs sometimes, but I'm starting to hear a word, be versatile. But I've already found a genre that I feel speaks to my soul or my core, the core of who I am. I actually believe it found me, which is Afro-tech and Afro-house. But I'm starting to be told, be versatile. If we book you, somebody can just come up to you and be like, now Afro beats or I'm a piano, but I've found who I am in.
Hey, you're talking to someone who is versatile. But
I know, I've listened to your mixes and I know you can switch from genre to genre and that's amazing.
For me, versatility within the genre is possible. I think when you say Afro, there's Afro-tech, there's like different variations within the Afro space, you know. I'd rather say have more range than versatility. However, I'll take it back. Ne? The reason why I guess I'm versatile is because I've never bound myself to one thing. I love music before I love a genre. So I love music, whether it's jazz today, hip-hop today, K-pop tomorrow, Afrobeats, whatever. I love music and I appreciate the art behind music. Ne? That makes sense for me. But if you are bound to this, I'm just saying, be so versatile within the range, because the range is not, my experience now, 3-step falls under, call it Afro, no? You know?
Yes, yeah.
So now, what if so-and-so played all the songs that you wanted to play? Do you have range within the space to be like, hey, let me take it back?
Range,
you know?
keyword.
So for me, range is equally up there with versatility.
My name is Sister Tom, also known as Tom Say Cheese. It's quite evident that you have a very strong personal brand, and I've been gravely invested in understanding the creator economy as of recently. And one thing that I've been coming across on the internet, every research paper I've been reading, is that you need to build a personal brand first.
Yes.
So as a marketing guy, I'm going to say that again, you're probably going to resonate with this more. People buy into people more than actual products. You know. So my question to you, to be quite direct, is how do you actually build a personal brand, and what qualities do you have to possess as a person so that these people you want to work with like you?
I have great relationship management skills and abilities. What does that mean? Just being able to maintain relationships with people. So for me, it's firstly how you walk into the room and how you own the room, one. Two, from that, how you maintain that relationship that you left that day. Now, a relationship can literally be this interaction between me and you, and we build from that. Today, you've asked me a question. Tomorrow, you give me your business card. The next day, we're having coffee. I'm just making an example, you know. Solid relationship management is something that I believe every single artist, DJ, manager, lawyer should have to maintain business. I had a great relationship with the owner of the venue, with the barman, with the securities, with everyone. So when I walk into a space, I ensure that I know the sound guy. I leave a great impression with him. Hey man, this is your house. What can we do here? Okay, cool. You want the sound like this? Sharp. Hey man, my name is PH. Whether he knows me or not, my name is PH. Nice to meet you. Okay, cool. Sharp. Thanks, bro. Security. If I've got $100, hey brother, thank you for doing your job. You know, I'm appreciating that person. People at the back for serving, people in the kitchen. If I'm entering through the kitchen, hey, sanbonani guys, or something. I'm just using myself as an example. But I've been able to go to establishments where I didn't have a hit song, I didn't have anything, but it was because I left a great mark and I had a great relationship. The office is like, hey guys, thank you so much for the booking. Let us know when we can come back, blah, 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 or leave them with a gift card at the end of the... I'm just saying something like great relationship management is extremely important, which then ties into, I think now, that personal brand. And I want to tie in, I think, Coca-Cola and I think McDonald's. They don't post their actual products on their page. True. They don't. They don't, on their socials, they post the feeling that you get from the brand. Yeah, Coca-Cola gives you joy. They don't post the can. But they give everything that comes with joy, you know? So for me, the relatability with that is that I associate that product with joy. What do we want people to associate things with you? So for me, it's outside of the product, which is good music or great mixes or whatever. It's like, man, shit, that guy's a funny guy. Man, that guy's a great guy. That guy's a knowledgeable guy. I'm just saying there's certain personal traits that I think people tend to miss, and certain brands are just stale because it's just like, it's just the brand. It's just this, you know? You can associate a guy like Oscar Mbo outside of music with style. Like, you can attach his brand to style. It's like, man, that guy's a stylish guy, damn. You know, you can attach DJ Savvy to cars. Like, I'm just saying, there's outside of the brand or outside of the product that you offer, there's something cool or relatable about you, you know? And I think people tend to miss that, you know? If everyone knew how funny Kabza is, Kabza would be a stand-up comedian. I'm just making an example. He's a great producer, he's a great DJ, but he's actually funnier than any of the other things that he does, you know. So for me, it's building emotion or attaching some sort of emotive. I don't want to call it emotive, but something cool that we can attach to your brand.
Yeah. My name is Apiwe. I go by the name of DJ Absolute. I've been DJing for like 6 years now. As you were coming up, did you have issues with the resident DJs?
Hey, I'm a resident DJ at Lupa, dog.
Yeah.
I'm still coming up.
Oh yeah.
There's still markets where I'm nobody, you know, and even those resident DJs are like, who's this guy? I might be somebody Ekasi, but when I take a flight somewhere else, ubali light, you know. So I'm still coming up. So for me, again, the foundation and the principles that I believe in and I have is treating everyone with respect, respecting the craft, respecting myself, respecting the industry, respecting the space that I'm in. Maybe that's how I'll stick out, because funny enough, doing those things, a lot of people aren't doing that stuff. So chances are I'll be memorable in that way. Hey man, who's that DJ that greeted me? This is the sound guy saying that. So for me, I still have that issue of resident DJs, but because I apply things like respect, honoring time, being on time, communication with the promoter, with the team, whatever it is, those are the things that are basic, but they stick out, bro. They work.
Where do you see the future of DJing?
I was avoiding that question. Okay, technology always advances. I entered at the end of the vinyl era. And the traditionalists met. Digital, whatnot. This is the CDJ 100 coming in. From the CDJ 100, there was the 200, there's the 400, the 1000. Equipment always progresses. So now there's the CDJ 3000. Where now it's so fascinating to a point where you don't need your USB. You can literally connect the CDJ to Wi-Fi, and there's a cloud, and you can download the music there. So it's convenience for some. It's too much technology for others, So things always progress. Whether it's unfortunate or fortunate depends, To the now generation, that is actually super convenient. To us who believe in carrying the vinyl or getting the feel of the vinyl, it's like, what the hell is going on? Now I'm just downloading. So it appeals to whoever, But technology is advancing. I do believe that with the advancement of technology, the respect for the craft should always remain. Yeah, respect the music, man. If it's an 8 count, let it be an 8 count. Don't mix nonsense. Don't. Yeah, I'm just saying, like there's the fundamentals which I think for the craft, for any craft, any space or art should remain. The respect should always be there. Yeah.
Sebenza,